great American Bash weekend for World Championship Wrestling. So many big matchups to talk about in Baltimore, Maryland on June the 11th, and Tony Schiavone among them. We will see about contested inside that circular cage that has the top. There's no way in, there's no way out. It's amazing the way they just drop that cage right over the competitors. When Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, goes one-on-one with Tank Abbott.
It's called what's going on here, the Asylum, and that's exactly what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand corrected introducing above average Mike Sanders.
Is that a fact or an opinion?
But, you know, I talked to him and he said, I'm above average Mike Sanders because I'm not such a bad looking guy.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Strong Island, New York, Mr. Skip Over.
These two young competitors, both graduates of the WCW power plant, Mr. Skip Over to take on, in his own mind, the above-average Mike Sanders. And not only a chance here for these two young men to be seen on WCW Worldwide, but also the opportunity with a victory to vault up the ladder. Maybe to make Mr. Bischoff or Mr. Russo take notice, maybe put them in line for a spot with the new blood.
Skip Over comes in here. I don't think there is any question of the athletic ability of Skip Over. And above average, Mike Sanders wants to get an early advantage, and he does here.
Sanders, even before the opening bell, goes on to the attack. Look at Skip Over. Great move up to the top. Ready with a deep arm drag and the hip toss takeover. Up to the floor. The slingshot, the cross body block. Mr. Over just went over the top rope, Tony, and crashed into Mike Sanders.
He's spectacular. What an athlete. Drop Toho. What performance he's given us here on WCW Worldwide.
Hook of the leg, shoulders down, and a 2 count from referee Billy Silverman. Impressive to see in this opening offensive display from Skip Over. Both the fact that he can execute moves like that drop toe hold and execute high-risk moves, and above average Mike Sanders just planted Skip Over. Tony, we were talking about the Great American Bash this weekend, the Scott Steiner Tank Abbott matchup inside the Asylum. Realistically, no way out, those two men to battle until one or the other of these two competitors quits.
Well, the fact is, you've got to be put in an asylum to want to get in the ring with either a Big Papa Pump or a Tank Abbott. They are going to beat each other senseless in that event. That's really only the tip of the iceberg in this big weekend that we are looking forward to. The event, of course, in Baltimore, the home of the Great American Bash, as it were, and, of course, on pay-per-view, on cable satellite systems all around the world.
In the corner, Skip Over. Series of knife-edge chops, and he has the above-average Mike Sanders reeling, but Sanders is able to reverse it, goes up and over the top rope, brings himself back in, and the flying head scissors take over, and then the running lariat takes Skip Over down. Also at the Great American Bash, one-on-one in an ambulance match. You have to put your opponent inside the ambulance to score the win. A lot of bad blood between Diamond Dallas Page and the career killer Mike Awesome.
Can you imagine this? Burning your opponent, putting your opponent in an ambulance, an asylum match.
I love the new WCW.
Father against son. What is next?
Mr. Over able to duck the clothesline. Ready for the belly-to-belly overhead release suplex. And it looks like Mr. Over may have hurt himself at the same time when he took Mike Sanders. Both men slow to get to their feet. He took Sanders up and over and connected with the suplex.
Probably not a good move because he's been able to use the quickness and the agility and the quality of what they're doing right now.
Big right hand took Sanders down. That drop kick was on target. And able to elevate is Skip Over. Mike Sanders, he takes him over with the back body drop.
You can tell that these two young men are just really putting this in a high gear. And Skip Over is most impressive.
Well, he calls that move the flip mold leg drop. Look how easily he gets to the top rope. Such agility. Perched up on the top. He's known for the missile drop kick, and that's exactly what it is, and it was on target. Hook of the leg. Shoulders are down. There's the 3 count. Mr. Skip Over. With an impressive win over the above-average Mike Sanders, and Sanders didn't look too bad in defeat either. Both of these young men, very impressive here in this worldwide exclusive.